Good day, everyone. Welcome to the first official Mojaloop Foundation Business Conference. We're delighted to welcome you here today. My name is Paula Hunter, and I'm the Executive Director of the Mojaloop Foundation. I'll be your Master of Ceremonies today. You'll get to meet some of the other Mojaloop employees as well over the next couple of days. So I hope you are able to engage with us, and we hope to make this as interactive as possible. So why are we here? For the Mojaloop Foundation for the last several years, development really has been the centerpiece of our work. However, it takes a vibrant, multifaceted ecosystem to deploy Mojaloop and increase financial inclusion. And so after 15, believe it or not, 15 developer community events in the recent years, it's time to get down to business. We want to talk about what a Mojaloop instance. And to do that, we need to go beyond the developer community. No disrespect to the hardworking folks that have got us to this point, but we certainly want to talk to people across the ecosystem and engage with you and your colleagues across the industry to advance our collective work. At this point, what I'd like is introduce our chair, Kosta Peric, who is from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He has a few words of introduction with respect to the Mojaloop Foundation and financial inclusion. So we thought we'd share his recent TED Talk with you to set the stage for our event. Over to Kosta.
What do these flip-flops have to do with bank accounts? Well, for 1.7 billion poor today, this is how you move money from A to B. You walk to the water utility to pay your bill. You walk to the school of your child to pay the tuition fee. And you walk and you walk and you walk all day. These are called Hawaii Chapal in India, which means Hawaii slippers. In Ghana, they call them Cholewoti, which means let's go, friend, let's walk together. Very nice, let's go, friend. Using Cholewoti to move money is not only inconvenient, tiring, it's expensive. It's expensive to be poor. The question is why? Why have banks left almost a third of the world population unbanked? What an ugly word, unbanked. There are 4 barriers. Today I'll show you how we can solve for 3 of these barriers. But for the last one, the 4th one, I will need you. So stay tuned. The first barrier is the difficulty of reaching the poor where they are, meaning geographically and financially. 78% of the world poor live in rural areas. For a bank, building a brick-and-mortar branch or installing an ATM in these areas is not cost-effective. Even if it were, the service fees, the minimum balance requirements of bank accounts are just too expensive for the poor. Worse, the poor don't have very often the ID and address documents that are required to open a bank account. Today, that was a huge difficulty so far, but today we have digital technology. A mobile phone like this one is accessible by 90% of the poor. 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 90% of the This is actually something that you can use to send money. In sub-Saharan Africa today, I can use this phone to send money as easily as I send a text message. Can you in this room do this? It's called mobile money, and it's spreading across countries where banks have left a large populations unbanked. In Bangladesh, there are 21 million users today of mobile money, about 13% of the population. But look at Kenya, 28 million of mobile money users, 58% of the population. In sub-Saharan Africa today, there are more mobile money wallets than there are bank accounts. So I think we can safely say the first barrier, we can put it to bed. The second barrier is risk. For companies, opening new markets, serving new clients with new products and services is very risky. There is no guarantee of success. But so what? Doing business is risky. Let's look at how mobile phones and mobile phone subscribers have grown in sub-Saharan Africa over the years. Back in 1996, there was no mobile phone market in Africa. In fact, most people didn't even have landlines. The companies who invested in this back in 1996 took a huge risk. But you can see the success. The rest is really history. Mobile money today is growing in a similar way. Here we see the example of a company called Paytm, which is an online marketplace in India. About 4 years ago, they have added mobile money wallets to make it easy to pay online and offline. In less than 4 years, they have connected 200 million customers. So I think we can also say that this second barrier is gone, because you can see as these systems grow and as this innovation takes place, the risk is getting lower and lower for others to join in and serve. The third barrier is monopoly. Sometimes these pioneering companies who create new markets want to be the only one to serve this market. In the case of mobile money, they do that by keeping customers captive. If you use my mobile money service, you can only send money to other people on my mobile money service. You can see how this doesn't lead to growth. Think of phones. What good a phone would be if I could only call people on the same network? Not very useful. The phone system has been interoperable since right from the beginning. It means that if I have a phone number, I can call anyone with a phone number. Mobile money needs interoperability. But how do you create interoperability? There are many ways. One way is to make it very easy. My team at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has helped develop a software that makes it easy to connect mobile money providers together and mobile money providers and banks. The software is open source. It means that it's free for anyone to use. It's called Mojaloop, from the Swahili word moja, which means one. Using Mojaloop, governments and businesses can create shared platforms that loop together all the financial service providers in a country or a region. So interoperability is useful in itself to reduce monopoly, but interoperability enables something much bigger. I call it the Internet of Payments, where digital money flows as easily and fast as digital information today on the internet, where a new class of connected customers, 1.7 billion of them, participate to the system and can better manage their lives, where new products and services and new innovations create new markets to serve the needs of these connected customers. Transportation services, delivery services, solar batteries that you can lease and pay with very small payments on a daily basis. So, where does that leave us? We have seen that digital technology enables us to reach the poor where they are. It is risky to do so, but there is a huge opportunity. Interoperability reduces monopolies and creates the Internet of Payments. Yet, and this is where you come into the picture, there is one more barrier. This barrier has nothing to do with economics, logistics. It is a mental barrier. When companies look at the unbanked, as this woman on the left, they see poverty. They think, this is not how my customer looks like. My customer has shoes, investments, a car. My customer looks like this guy on the right. They are wrong. They are wrong 1.7 billion times a day. So my challenge to you, build the Internet of Payments. If you're a financial service provider, move from your chair and look how you can serve and benefit from serving these new connected customers. If you're in the fintech space, download Mojaloop and see how you can connect to the Internet of Payments. If you're a student or a startup, get closer to the connected customers in Africa and Asia to understand what they need and create products and services. If you're an educator, tell the story of digital financial inclusion that's unfolding right before our eyes. And when you see people wearing these, don't see poverty. See small business owner, see account holder, see buyer, see seller, innovation, growth, and tell them, let's go, friend. Let's work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those great words, Kosta. I hope this helps set some perspective on why we're here. Kosta's presentation really lays down the foundation of why the Mojaloop Foundation exists and why our work is so important. I'm going to switch back to the slideshow and continue on with our introduction for the day. So we have, as I mentioned, we really have wanted to talk more about the business of Mojaloop, the business of open source, why one should partner with the Mojaloop Foundation, why open source for payments infrastructure. So these are some of the topics we will be discussing over the next 3 days. We hope to have more of these types of conversations and webinars.
So please do watch for ongoing conversations with us. But this week, what we'd really like to do is start the conversation on these topics. Here's your input and feedback, and really establish an ongoing dialogue with you in your journey to deploy Mojaloop and address financial inclusion. So about our sessions. Each day we have 3 topics that we'll be presenting. We have a number of fantastic speakers that are teed up for presentations today, tomorrow, and Thursday. But each day we'll have breakout sessions. Purpose here is partially to network, get to know the community. As I mentioned, we've had 15 developer events in the last few years. I've been fortunate to attend a lot of them and meet the developer community face to face. As you know, travel is a little challenging right now, so we want to use these networking sessions to at least associate a name with a face. And we have 3 topic areas. It's totally up to you as to which room that you break out into. We will have Simeon Arico leading community discussions, Leslie Ann Vaughn leading product strategy and go-to-market discussions, and I will host the breakout on open source software business. So when we go to this break, self-select, jump into any of the rooms. We're not presenting, it's more of a discussion. So if you have a lot of questions that you want to drill down into, that's a great time to do it. If you need to pop out and take a quick bio break or grab coffee, that's fine too. But we really encourage you to participate in the networking sessions. Again, we want to get to know you and we want to address your questions. So for today, we created some themes around the 3 breakout rooms. Simeon will be talking more about working with the Mojaloop community. So if you're a potential partner and you want to learn more about how to engage, Simeon will be talking about that. Leslie Ann will be talking about what constitutes interoperable instant payments. And I will talk about how our current partners are engaging in the marketplace. So again, it's totally up to you as to which session you partake of.